All right, thanks so much, Mike. And that's a fantastic, talented artist there. So CRAPI-FART, that's the book in my hand. It's a book written by Uade Ahimie, and it deals with issues relating to corporate governance, risk management, and compliance. Uade Ahimie has over 25 years of cognate experience in a variety of fields and is joining us this morning to talk about this book. Like I said, we were talking earlier and I was saying that when this book arrived, we thought it was a novel because, we thought it was a play on words, and it's actually a play on words. But talk to us a little bit about this book initially.
Okay, good morning, Yomi. Pleasure being in the studio.
Thank you.
Where do I start? First and foremost, one of the greatest things about creating systems is that it actually outlives you. Some of the biggest organizations today are organizations that are probably set up by one man or a couple of people, and today there are structures that they've left behind, and they actually outlive the founders. So at the end of the day, when you look at a business or you look at an organization, whether it be public or private, the most important thing is to leave a legacy that would stand the test of time, and systems will be improved upon, and there will be more transparency in terms of people knowing what is going on and how those things work. And at the end of the day, better business, more money.
I like that. Going through this book, I realized that it feels from the beginning that you're talking to big businesses. But then I realize from talking with you that it's also relevant to small businesses as well. Most people start businesses maybe because they want to survive or at least have some kind of income. So they're not really thinking of this corporate governance structures that you're talking about. But how is this relevant to smaller businesses?
Off air, we're talking about it, and I said I've been talking about this to small businesses in the last 1 month. Various other places I've been speaking. Now, it's relevant to small businesses in the fact that from the onset, if you don't get your structures right, you can never become a big business. The book is actually focused on small businesses, driving them into ensuring that right from the beginning of your business, you set out the structures right, and then you plug in, you put your plugins as you go on that journey. Because at the end of the day, the ultimate is, like I said, leave a business that outlives you and leaves a legacy for the people.
One of the things that we talked about yesterday with the team was a book like this is also very relevant to a nation like Nigeria, especially when you talk about the FART acronym, which is fairness, accountability, transparency,
and responsibility.
That's one of the things that is lacking in a lot of government agencies. When I look at places like NNPC, that is completely opaque. So that's the exact opposite of what you would call transparency. So how is this relevant to government?
To government also, one of the things I always tell people is that at the end of the day, the government is supposed to provide services for the people. Now, you must set out structures that would ensure that the policies that drive businesses or business operations are clear from the onset. That's where transparency comes in. So if I'm going to set up a business, I know what I need to do. I was somewhere a couple of days ago and someone asked me, we do like shortcuts in Nigeria. And I said, well, at the end of the day, you will get into trouble with your shortcuts. And I don't want to mention names. And I'm sure so many things have happened in the last couple of months for you to understand why I say shortcuts will always get you nowhere at the end of the day. So once those structures have been properly put in place, at the end of the day, what happens is that irrespective of what happens, it might take some time, but people would always come back to you. Why? Because you do the business fairly, you're accountable for what you do, you're responsible for what you do, and you're transparent about it. Transparency in the long run, it takes a bit. So sometimes some people will say, oh, I need to make money now. Yes, you need to make money, and it's important for you to make money, but at the end of the day, those things will fall into play, and businesses will call you to do those things, irrespective of what happened, because they know that when they call you, you're going to do it right the first time and every time.
Of course, and of course it demonstrates a high level of integrity as well. All right, Uade Ahimie, that's CRAPI-FART, Perspective for an Emerging Market. Excellent book. And the foreword is by Tonya Cole, who was your former boss.
Yes, he was.
All right, thank you so much. It's an excellent book, and I think every business actually needs to get it. We have to go on a break now, and after this, we'll be coming back to the kitchen with Mary.